just drive around and pick up rocks, spending billions of dollars, but we can't solve a goddamn homeless problem. Like that shows how damaged our country is. Because how damaged does your country have to be where there's that much disparity between classes? Like, come the fuck on, right? I'm not saying that homeless people need to have like mansions and have their feet massaged and nobody's ever going to work again, because no, you still have to have incentive to not want to be homeless anymore. I get that. But to just let people fucking rot and die on the street being addicted to drugs and shit like that, like, that's not the way, man. That's not the fucking way. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's annoying. Sorry, guys. All my anger has to come out right now because this is just driving me nuts. Like, I am literally crawling the walls with this shit. I am so fucking sick of seeing people defend Trump with just stupid little fucking phrases like, oh, he's going to make America great again. Oh, he's going to make the libtards cry. It's like, if that's why you're voting for a president is just to see drama and carnage, then yeah, you picked the right president. Trump is the right president if you want to turn on the TV every day and just see factions of people like fighting each other in the streets and things burning to the ground. Then he's your president. He absolutely is the right person to vote for. If all you want to see is continuous drama 24/7 and watch our country just fucking slide down the rungs on the scale of the best countries on the planet, like, we are not going to have the same standing we ever did again. If that's what you want, then vote for this president because it's what you're going to get. Me personally, you know what I want? I want a president that's going to try to balance out things and pick the least of two evils and like try to fucking recover things. I want a president that doesn't just say he's for our military, he actually does stuff to show it. I want to see a president that says that he's actually done a lot. That Trump was a better president since Abe Lincoln, or even like he said before, you know, even before he was corrected, he's like, I was the best president, including Abe Lincoln. Draco said, to be fair, Biden has used the N-word in public. Draco, explain how that's fair. Explain how that's fair. Because Biden's apologized for it. Biden's apologized for most of the bad shit that he's done. Trump hasn't apologized for a single thing. Name one thing Trump's apologized for and meant it and wasn't being sarcastic. Let's see what's fair. Like let's honestly do it, Draco. What is fair? Okay, so Biden said the N-word. How long ago did he say it? What was the context that he said it in? And where's the video evidence? Show me that, and then I'll go see if he apologized for it. I'll go see if he learned from it. I'll go see if he did it again. I'll go check those things, and I'll show you 10 cases where Trump has said horrible fucking things about women, horrible fucking things about ethnic groups and fucking countries, entire countries, that he has not apologized for, that he has not grown from. The other Draco. Sorry, we got a Draco 401 and a Draco 7619. We got a lot of Dracos up in this bitch. Seems to be a popular name. Hey, Shikadance, thank you for the $1. He said, I'm an American disabled vet. He is crap. He has no idea what it's like to defend his country. This little bone spur piece of crap. You know what? I agree with you. And I know so many veterans too. Like, my family is a military. I come from a military family, and not a single one of them respects this president. I mean, they have to defend him. Like, you know, but once you're a veteran, you can actually have a mind of your own. You don't have to follow the hierarchy. Like, my commander-in-chief, no matter what I disobey, I must follow orders. Like, you don't have to do that when you're a veteran. Let's see here. Big part of the U.S. nuclear warning system are in Canada, but the U.S. is shafting us? Oh, I didn't actually know that. I didn't know that, Veget. I didn't know that our nuclear warning system had places in Canada. Although I'd imagine we have nuclear warning systems like all over the place. Because I mean, we have quite a few nuclear bases on the East Coast, on the West Coast, and we also have them in South Korea. South Korea, we actually have a pretty big nuclear subfleet and a place where we refit ships and shit. Yeah, that is true. Trump's sister and niece both said he uses the N-word often. And many of people inside of his cabinet says that he uses it pretty liberally. He just doesn't do it on camera or on the record. It surprises me, though, because, I mean, he seems like the type of person that, you know, he would be perfectly comfortable just, like, letting that slip during a speech. Oh, yeah, I've seen Trump's answer to Kyle Rittenhouse. Like, there's a lot to be said about that whole situation, but the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, the fact that Trump's just immediately siding with somebody who was, like, literally running into an area armed illegally and killing people that were attacking him because he was armed in an area, like, that's a little weird. But that's a situation where I can play devil's advocate and I can actually see both sides of it, so I'm going to let the court decide on that one. But still, it doesn't look good when somebody is literally, you know, being uh, egged on by the president to do something, and literally you have militias forming that are just patrolling the street and pretending to be cops. Like that's not a good thing. Especially a 17-year-old kid. Like that is a kid who was super impressionable. That was a kid who, you know, he wanted to be a police officer. He wanted to, and you have a president that's basically like, oh my God, please, 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 be brutal, be this, don't stand back, don't stand up for this shit, shoot people. Like, you know, it's like, my fucking God. He's like, yeah, Donald Trump is what the frogs drink to make them gay. It's true. Alex Jones says so. Drinking frogs makes you gay. Just so fucking stupid. Hey, Ozzy, how's it going, man? He said, just found something interesting. The 16th, 20th, 25th, and 35th presidents were all assassinated. 25 greater than 35 is 10. Trump is the 45th president. Oh, man, you're trying to do like some Nostradamus shit here. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. I'll tell you why it won't happen. Because the person that'll take another human life is a Trump supporter. The person that has no problem just killing somebody because they disagree with them is a Trump supporter. Like that's why that's never gonna happen. Just FYI, if you're wondering. Like, that's why you haven't seen it. You're like, wow, man, usually when presidents go this far off the rails, like, somebody at least tries something. Like, no, it's not, because they all voted for it. That's exactly what they want. It says that if we have a rogue president and a government that rises up and actually tries to overextend itself beyond the constitutional rights of the people, that we're supposed to literally stand up and kick the ever-living shit out of them and replace them. Like, that's literally our duty, but we should be more enlightened than that. Like, we've come a long ways. If we can land fucking spacecraft on other planets and we have like the fucking technology to somewhat understand quantum computing and quantum entanglement, we should not be a society that has to fucking run up the steps and like forcibly replace a government. That's stupid. Like, that should not be where we're at. That should not be something that, you know, in the fucking 21st century we're even like talking about. Like, why? It's like I was watching who here watches Thoughty 2 on YouTube? Fucking fantastic YouTuber if you watch him. He does a lot of like really like logical breakdowns of things. It's pretty good videos. So Thoughty 2, he actually points out what do they call it? The great filter. The great filter. Why have we not seen aliens? This will be an interesting right turn, but I'll explain myself here. So why don't we see aliens? Like, if you do the math on the universe and how many billions of Goldilocks planets there are within the distance of a star that are within our visual range, give or take the time dilation over the distance that light is traveling, factoring on all those things, all things say that logically speaking, we should have detected life somewhere else, even if it was just fucking radio signals. We should have detected some form of life out there. Why haven't we? Okay. So the one theory is that just everything's so fucking far apart that by the time we see their planet, their entire civilization may have lived and died, or lived and left the planet and died, and we're literally still seeing their planet in its primordial state because of how far it is away. But we do have planets that are close enough that that's not the case, that are in the Goldilocks zone, that we still don't pick up radio emissions from, that we think have water. So why is this not happening? Where there's water, there should be life. And there's a couple theories on it, but the theory that I thought was really interesting was, yeah, the Fermi paradox. Exactly, Val. So the interesting thing that I thought was, because there's a lot of theories, just like with anything, there's a lot of theories, right? And they test these theories and see which ones are more probable. The theory that comes up that scares the ever-living fuck out of me is that every advanced civilization is its own filter. Because whenever a society becomes sufficiently advanced, greed overwhelms a majority of the population, which ultimately leads to a struggle for power, and ultimately they destroy themselves. And the paradox is based on like nuclear weapons. Nuclear weapons keep getting bigger. Russia has a nuclear weapon that's capable of 100 megatons. And we have enough bombs to carpet bomb the entire surface of the earth and basically like fucking kill every man, woman, and child on the planet many times over. So we have this capability today, and all it takes is just one person flinging shit one direction, and the other one will fling back and reciprocate, and the whole world burns. So think about this for a second. If this is true, and every civilization follows this path of, and we see this in animals too, in nature. So we have analogs to compare against, right? We see this with like even dolphins. Like dolphins even go to war and like kill each other and kill other fucking things and factions and stuff. It's like intelligent animals ultimately have war because they want to impose their beliefs on another party, and they want to be the one that comes out victorious and the ones on top, so they get to dictate to everybody else what happens. It's basically like the same as you spreading your seed to try to create as many children as possible to keep your lineage going, right? It's like it's an extension of that. So we end up growing to a point where we have the capability to kill everybody. And at some point we think that it's possible that that's exactly